I'm on this celery eating kick right now and still trying to decide what the purpose of celery really is. Supposedly it's good for you. It doesn't have much taste. It's got some interesting crunch. I think it's actually enjoyable to try to eat it, except for all the little strings that get stuck between your teeth and you just can't get them out. That's quite annoying. But there's got to be a better way to eat this stuff rather than just by itself. So, being a connoisseur or kind of a sewer of sardines or other canned fish, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to create a sardine celery dip. So let's see how this goes. Honestly, I have not tried this before. In fact, I just came up with this thought about an hour ago. Hey, there's an idea worth trying. So, came up to the fridge, severed off a handful of these semi-green stalks. Just a little heads up, if you happen to buy these at the big box store, now they got these rooms that are almost ice crystals floating in the air. They are super cold, and a lot of times I find these things have been frozen. You get them home and they start to turn really ugly on the ends. So try to buy the ones that are the full stalk with the roots cut off and all the flowers and leaves still on them. Those still seem to have quite a bit of longevity to them. I'm using today Moroccan sardines and vegetable oil. These are usually generic sardines. They're all about the same when they're from Morocco. They're the big fat ones. This is not skinless and boneless. This is probably going to be most of the fish. So when I mix up this celery sardine dip, it's going to look ugly. But knowing my audience out there, I think most of you are about my age, old geezers that, you know, you're okay with looking with food not looking appealing. If not, let me know. Leave some comments down there if you would. I would just appreciate a multitude of comments down there. Even the bad ones, I need to learn how to take it. But I read every comment. Apologize if I don't get back to replying, but I do read all the comments. I know in the past, a lot of times I've replied and I don't get a response back. I don't know if people are seeing my replies, but help me out there. Anyways, put comments down there. Give me some ideas if you don't like this. If you happen to not like a video like this where there's no background music and all the funny stuff that most the YouTube editors are doing now, let me know. Probably ain't going to do that too often because I just, life happens in my world and I got to just grab every opportunity I can and get what I can done as far as my YouTube sardine tasting videos. So, back to the subject matter here. Ingredients: sardines, vegetable oil, and salt. Vegetable oil is not the best stuff to eat because it's not really made out of vegetables. It's made out of seeds, probably corn and all that kind of stuff ground up. And there's a whole big hullabaloo about seed oils right now. And I tend to agree with it because I've got a lot of issues with my diet. And I'm trying to be a little bit more observant of what I eat. So, you know, I like boxes. This comes out like a deck of cards. That's not bad. It's not a reclosable box, but very presentable. But we're not here to really judge Mario's sardines. We're here to see if this dip actually works. Now the can's a little bit budged out or bugged out in the middle there. It's got a dent in the side, all kinds of little dents in here. So Mario's not really big on appearance and quality as far as the packaging is concerned. I'm assuming that dented out is probably because it's been overpacked with oil. It's not because it's because, you know, the bacteria are colonizing inside this thing. I don't have my paper plates. You know what? I'll be right back. Just pause for a moment. I'm back. Sorry it took so long. I got me a few paper plates. You know, I like strength. I don't like these things wobbling and falling all over the place, so we got plenty of them. No, for all of you Hug the Earth guys and people out there, which aren't too many as far as I know on my channel, but I'm an earth-friendly guy. I try to be. I'm not gonna throw all these out in the landfill. I'm just gonna take the one that's dirty and probably put it outside to start a fire. Yes, that does not contribute to a small carbon footprint, but you know what? I like smoke, so I still burn fires. Let's open this thing up. Can you see that? Probably not too close. Didn't even make a snap. Nothing hissed in or out. I would have expected a little bit of noise there, but okay. Easy opening can. I always try to take precautions there that it doesn't go flying all over the furniture. Mrs. Funny Guy don't appreciate that. Now look, those are packed in there like sardines. They certainly are. That's why the top was all bellied out, because they put some fat boys in there. Let's get this completely out of the way. You know, it's packed in vegetable oil, but boy, there is not much room at all for even the vegetable oil. Let me get my tosser outer. Using these lousy shopping bags that blow all over the parking lot, and we will throw everything away properly. You know, I try to recycle the aluminum. I'm a metals guy. I appreciate good metal, so I try to take care of that. We'll do that a little bit later. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I got some of this already pre-store-bought vegetable dip. This happens to be a real disappointment. I went to one of the big box stores and I bought this big old half-gallon of this stuff because I'm on this celery eating kick, and this stuff seems to work for me. And I get home and find it's made out of yogurt. Yogurt. I like yogurt, but I don't like stuff that's made out of yogurt. So unfortunately, there was no kick at all to this stuff, so I mixed about a half tablespoon of dill in there and gave it a little more extra pizzazz. But I think mixing it with sardines and maybe some of the juice that's in the can should give it that extra spike that brings it back to the fat content or the flavor content of the typical, what do you call that stuff, vegetable dip. So anyways, we're going to put a sizable donation into the mixing bowl. Right like that. And then we are going to take I don't think I made a good choice on this. I probably shouldn't have used the skins, and there's like some, heavy scales going on there. We can handle it though. Just drop those in. How many is in this case? 1, 2, and the third one I dropped in there. Okay, so there's only room for 3 of them in there. We're going to put 1.5 fish in there. I'm pretty sure this is not going to look good. All right, what do I got here? That would be the mixing spoon. So we've just contaminated the stock pile there. All right, so there's what it looks like pre-blended. Not very appealing. Get the blender out. I know you can't see that, but I probably don't want to. Let's get this really good and mashed up there. Don't smell too awful bad, really. Yeah, wow. I think we better drop another. So we got 3 generous deposits of the failed vegetable dip. All right, lay that over there. Everything's out of the way in case something goes wrong. That's what it looks like blended. And it ain't so bad, it ain't so great, but here's the thought. Just one moment, and I'll be back with some paprika. Hey, look at that, I am. So paprika, that's the stuff, this brown, reddish brown stuff that you always find on the top of not macaroni salad, potato salad. There's always a good dash of this when you buy it at the store. Honestly, it doesn't really serve any purpose for flavor. It's got a little smell, but not much. But it does add, oh, I know, you put that on deviled eggs, is it? I think so. Deviled eggs. I like to add lots of it. You know, the stuff I make is never going to make it on the cooking channel because it never looks all that great. But look at that now. Put a good smile on my face if I can. Glare off my glasses so I can put this on the thumbnail. Thumbs up, hoping that it will be. All right, we're going to take a medium stick of celery. Maybe I should dash that down in there so it ain't quite a dry, powdery mouthful. That looks good now, but all right. So there's a big scoop right there. Lord, I thank you for this food and I hope it's good. I really hope this is a breakthrough that helps me eat celery in large quantities, along with the good food. Amen. Hard to describe that smell because it's a mixture. I think the paprika actually did add a little odor to it. It's not fishy. It's not vegetable-y. Perhaps a little bit dill. You know, I'm prolonging this agony here. So here we go. Not bad. That grows on you. Not bad, but not great. Just to make a scientific comparison, I need to try just sardine on here by itself. Because maybe it's that not so great vegetable dip. Let's try this. Put that back in the safe holding area. Wait, talk about stuff that doesn't look appealing. Oh, there you go. No substantial smell really at all of this. That's unusual. Yeah, maybe because the dill dip got my sensors all clogged up. All right, let's just see what this does. That ain't the answer either. Somehow, I'm going to have to pull this out of the can. Be right back. Sorry it took so long, but I'm back. Two options. Real vegetable dip and goat cheese. Goat cheese always adds flavor and a little bit of a interesting aroma. Now, I'm going to go with, yeah, we better, here, whoop. We're going to be a mess here, folks. Let's, all right. This is the regular vegetable dip. I'm going to load this up. I'm not going to mix it up. I think the mixing definitely does not help it. Let's bust one of these into a narrow fillet. And then well, we don't want to drop that onto the vegetable dip tray because I will never live that one down. All right, that's a extra generous portion there, so if that don't work, I'm surprised. You go away, don't look good. All right, there you go. Wow. Okay. Tell you what. That yogurt vegetable dip is going to the raccoons tonight. That stuff is absolutely worthless. This was good. Now I'm running out of fish. Okay, we're going to have to divvy this out carefully. And we got one more good one. I think the answer too is to not masticate this in the bowl so bad. Drop a minnow on top of that. Well, a little bit less this time. May have been cheating before, but no, it was definitely good. Try again just to verify. Oh, one of them strings. That is, without a doubt, that's a winner. Wow. All right, we'll give a new thumbs up at the end with this. But I do want to try the goat cheese. Now this is goat cheese with, I think, everything bagel mix or something on. Got it already pre-made at the store. Shove that down in there like my mom used to put. She always wanted me to eat, vegetables, and should have tricked me into it. But she would fill these little canoes right up to the top with Philadelphia cream cheese. Oh, man, that was good. And I'm sure it was not good for me, but she tried her best to get me to eat good things. And, you know, the crazy thing is, I hated most of that stuff. But after she passed away, it was like the Holy Grail. It's like I started doing my best to eat it, just, I guess, just in honor of my mom. All right. This is not, all right, get a hold of yourself. Okay, there is a respectable chunk right there. Drop it on. Get the dirty looking thing off in there. Now, there's an ugly looking fish stick, but got high hopes for this. Sardine fillet on goat cheese and celery. Wow, did that goat cheese ruin it? That ain't now no kind of winner either. I won't say the goat cheese is going to go to the raccoons because this stuff is not cheap. But I'm going to have to find another way of consuming that stuff. Woo! So here we are, folks. This is the results. Mario's, sardines, in whatever oil you want. Just get some generic. I'm still trying to get that another string out of my teeth here. Let me just take a moment. Reset. Okay. This is the gig. Here, we'll set it up like this. Celery stick with sardine and traditional dill-flavored vegetable dip. That knocked it out of the park. No kidding. You can actually eat celery with this stuff. Until next time, thanks for watching.